Yo, what's going on, Call of Duty fans? It's your boy Vengeance here, also known as Regicide, here bringing you another delicious gameplay of Call of Duty Ghosts. This is the map Whiteout. I'm playing Kill Confirmed here. Vicious gameplay from me. I believe I get like 32 and 8, something like that. Very good gameplay from me. Rocking that MSBS, crushing souls. You know how it is. Anyway, so what we're gonna go on today is part 4 of my Call of Duty Ghost Perk Analysis Redux, and we're going to be going over awareness. Now, as you guys may know, if you guys watched my earlier videos, I made a video series of these in Black Ops 2, speculating on what these perks were actually going to do and how they would work. Now that the game's actually been out for a while, I'm going to go over the perks again, how much they truly cost, what they really do, and what situations they are best used for. So, let's get this started and begin. First perk is Recon. Is going to cost us 1 point. This allows you to see enemies through walls for a very short amount of time if you hit them with explosive damage. Now, explosive damage doesn't necessarily have to be, grenades, grenade launchers, and stuff, and and so on and so forth. But you can also use your tacticals as well too, and they'll work kind of like the way the motion sensor does when an enemy trips off the motion sensor. Now, I found the most useful way is the most useful way that it works in and wow, I really didn't kill that guy. Is the way that it works in oh my god, I'm so clusterfuck today. Is the way that it worked back in Modern Warfare 3. It's a little bit different. It doesn't allow you to see enemies on the mini-map the same way that it used to. You can use flashbangs and everything to the better effect. The 9 bangs, I think, work the best, honestly. But they actually have to get hit by the explosive damage of the flashbang. The flashes themselves don't do any explosive damage. The EMP effect does. Which is really interesting to note, considering that the best way to use this perk is, to hit groups of enemies. Right now I'm doing the perk challenge, and I gotta paint 320 enemies. I've tried using it with a gun, but it kind of takes away from the gun skill. I think your best bet for these is probably going to be, running a troll class, riot shield, flashbang, C4s, stuff like that, and then going on about it from there. That I personally think is your best bet. And while it may not, be the best, or it may not be, the most enjoyable, it's certainly the way to get it done. Next, we're going to move on to Scavenger, which is a 2-point perk. And while this, it may not be the best overall, it is certainly a useful perk in itself. What's going to happen is you're going to resupply 1 clip of ammunition from fallen enemies. It does not matter if you were the one who killed them or not. All enemies killed drop packs for you. Now, you cannot resupply lethals or tacticals with these, which is a godsend, because that's kind of what stops Scavenger from being a staple. For the simple fact that if Scavenger resupplied those said things, this game would just be an IED, C4, concussion, flashbang nonsense fest, and the game would be totally unbearable. That's just in my honest opinion. I had fun with it back in Black Ops 2, where you can resupply your lethals and tacticals, and in Modern Warfare 2 you could do the same thing. I had fun with it, but I would not enjoy it if the game was completely like that. Anyway, so let's move on to the next perk, and that's Sit Rep, and this allows you to see enemy equipment. That's IEDs, enemy kill streaks that are planted on the ground, C4 that's planted, motion sensors, and the like. You're also going to see grenades when they're chucked at you, even though that doesn't really stop them from being any less lethal. It also allows you to see enemy SATCOMs from far away, so if you're really, adamant about destroying enemy kill streaks, this is the perk for you. Especially if you're an objective game player, or in search or in domination, and you don't like being blown up by IEDs, this is definitely the perk for you and how you want to use it. There is a range of radius that you have to to use this to be able to see things with this perk, and it's not completely. It's really long, but the distance in which does have a limit to the point where you won't see anything. Then it'll highlight in low red, and then it'll become that yellowish orange when you're in close proximity. But all in all, it's a very useful perk, if not a staple perk. Next, we're going to have the perk Amplify, which is a very staple perk, in my opinion. It is probably one of the better perks in this category, and the one that's probably the most used. This allows you to hear enemies, I believe, up to 3 times louder or from 3 times the distance farther away. Now, this is a crazy perk in the fact that it negates dead silence, which means that dead silence players are heard normal, making their stealth completely irrelevant, while anyone else not running it sounds like they have thunder feet. Anyway, my synopsis of the perk is that this is probably one of the better perks in the awareness category, if not the best. And we're going to move on from that. And last but not least is going to be Wiretap, which is a 3-point perk compared to Amplify, which was a 2, which kind of makes no sense. But Wiretap's a 3-point perk. This allows you to use enemy SATCOMs to your advantage, and in my distinct use of it, I found the way it works is that the SATCOM usage stacks. For example, if your team has 1 SATCOM up and the enemy team has 1 SATCOM up, at least for you or anyone on your team that has Wiretap, it will work as a sweeping UAV effect function. And they work that way in tandem, so the more SATCOMs your team, the enemy team has up, the more you can put down. But all in all, it's together useful. It's a very situational perk. I feel like if your team is dominating, or if you don't really need SATCOMs and there's really no use for it, it's still fun to have. But all in all, it's very limited in its true use, and there's much better perks in the awareness category. Anyway, guys, this gameplay is coming to an end. 32-7, 15 tags, most on my team. I think that this was a very good gameplay. As always, please remember to like and favorite my videos. If you enjoy my content, slap on the subscribe if you haven't already. This is your boy Evangelist, and I'm out. Peace.